there's a lot of people making a lot of content out there. So if you are engaging with mine, as always, I'm very appreciative. The first content that I put up was in February of 2017. So that's 9 years ago now. So we're rolling up on 10 years of these discussions. When I first put some content up, you could put in a search term of narcissism or NPD in YouTube, and some of my videos would come up as the number one suggestion. And then it fell off for a while. It was on the first page, and now there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are talking about the same thing. So the message spread, and that's really good. Unfortunately, I don't get a lot of viewers anymore, but some of you do come back and engage with me, so I always appreciate that. The scope of the discussions were always limited to narcissism and NPD, but recently, I'm going to have to expand the scope because the discussion requires that. I'm really here right now to reinforce what I'm hearing a lot of, and I have some personal stories that are kind of goofy that I'm going to chat with you about as well, that a lot of these people are noticing. And so many people are in such a rough time right now. We need to have an understanding of how this happened. And the root cause of this is narcissism. The root cause is psychopathy. It is what these people have done. So what they've done to you in your personal life is what the other people that are currently, I hate saying this, are in charge, because they have infected our culture, all of our cultures. Their manner and their MO, the way they operate, is exactly the same thing as what the narcopath did to you in your personal life. Back when, way long time ago, when I started to wake up to NPD, the narcissist around me, and the geopolitical happenings at the same time, I would try to tell them what I was seeing, and I still can't fathom, but I have to just guess that it made them uncomfortable. This is why I was not invited to Thanksgiving many years ago, because when I started to talk about, hey, what these people were doing, or these groups of people, it struck a nerve with them, because maybe they operated much the same way. They were given a kind of an unwritten permission, and sometimes written permissions too, if you ever had to go through family court with one of these monsters, that the way that they behave. So now it's affected all of us, and they have inserted themselves into every single aspect of our lives, from our food supply, from your transportation, your housing, your education, your banking, everything. They have infected the way that most of us would deem a normal and reasonable way to live. These people have put themselves in those positions, and they've done it in the most subversive ways. And yeah, it makes me sick and it makes me angry. Not to mention that when somebody stabs somebody, that there's even a discussion about it in our country and in other countries too. There's enough people talking about that. So the other day, and this is just a small anecdote. I'll try to keep this one short. I went to go buy a certain kind of bread. It's called sourdough. I'm standing in the grocery store. I put the search terms in my phone to ask, is such and such real sourdough? No, that is not. It's just, well, I don't even know what it said. I don't know what it said. It's fake. All the brands that were there, none of them were real. How can they tell you? Again, I'm not a big fan of sourdough bread. This isn't about that. It's caveat. All I'm trying to do is try to consume things that aren't, genetically modified or sprayed with chemicals or made in a lab. So this is just one of them. So everything that all the terms that I put in and ask, I'm finding out that none of them are. How can they do this? How can they label something one way and it's something else. This is enough of this kind of gaslighting that's in our products and in our advertising, and when you're trying to use currency, exchange it for goods or services. It's in everything. So I had to go over to the bakery side of the store, and I did find some. But it's a point that a lot of people are talking about when they go to the store, they can't even find what they're looking for. And when you start to see what it is that you're getting ready to consume, these psychopaths have put everything in there, these list of ingredients that are a mile long that none of them are good for you, and somehow increase their profits. That's just it. That's it in a nutshell. That's it. They're extracting money from you and somehow getting around the law to, well, what used to be the law for normal civilized people, that they can sell you crap, label it to something else, and you buy it. Not only do they get in the way of you purchasing in the purchase, they get in the way of the production of the items. They get in the way of the purchase of the item. They get in the way of the transportation. Every single thing that's supposed to work for, at least the exchange with the consumer, the person, the psychopath has made sure that there's something that gets in there that they can extract money with. So the other day, and this is probably more serious. I had an issue. They call it, I guess, TMJ. It's just really bothering me. I'm getting tired of it. Went to the doctor, and they prescribed me something. I don't remember what it is. And the side effects were 10 times worse than the issue. And so, of course, I quit taking this medicine for this really not really an important problem, but the side effects are worse. So again, instead of real medicine, we don't have real food, and we don't have real medicine. They want to prescribe you something from Big Pharma who's going to cause 10 other problems for you and probably get you on 10 other products that they put out. So yeah, I'm against that. And, you can't win if they're in your way all the time. So I'm watching all of these people say the same things that, I'm just here to confirm that you're not insane. This is exactly what's going on. And that, should we go and talk about the banking industry? I guess we should, since we're here. These people are fleecing us. Every time let me tell you something. They don't really care which side you're on, about Democrat or Republican or black or white or male or female or gay or straight. They don't care about any of that. As long as there's a transaction, they win. As long as there's a transaction, they win. They don't care what side you're on because they're the ones that are printing the money, right? They don't care. Somebody from another country told me something really strange the other day. They said, "Oh, you have to spend money to make money," and I know that, but they were talking about not holding on to a savings at all. And the way they put it sounded like some sort of propaganda. It was really strange because anytime that money or these coupons or digital coupons are stored, it's not working for the people that are in charge. They want you to move the money because they get a percentage every single time. It doesn't matter which side you're on. So they're going to win. We need to do something about this. So many people are living in their cars. They're making YouTube videos all day long. You can't even go through all of them, the ones that they post up all day long, of people in their cars that have no insurance, no money for gas. If they do get to go to the store, they're going to buy this crap God, I want to say it. I'm going to wait before I say that. Continuing. It's as if the narcopaths have put a spell on society. And every time they propagandize you with words or images, these are talismans, and the spelling, these are spells. This is a spiritual matter, because all things are. They have put a spell that needs to be broken. And we break the spell by having discussions about it. When you first noticing what's happening, like I mentioned years ago when I started noticing what the narcopaths, and at the same time looking at society and seeing, wow, these two things look almost exactly alike. So there is a spiritual aspect to this. Discussion of it is the first thing. It's the very first thing that will facilitate breaking the spell. Like I said, there's so many people that are finally waking up. I've been saying this for a really long time. I hate to keep telling you that, but God, I've been mourning for this for a long time, and people don't really understand until they're homeless, living in their cars and consuming food that's not even real, with money that's not even real, and suffering for it. And how are we supposed to handle it? I have my ideas, but I'm going to have to put these out a little bit at a time. I can't. The first thing that I can do is to say, look, you need to pay attention to what's going on. You need to see this for yourself, and then as a society, we can begin to correct it. And remember, though, the monsters that are doing this, they're the ones that are also writing or spelling the law. It goes very deep, and it's this kind of manipulation has been going on for a really long time. And I don't think that things are going to get better for us like initially, like soon. I think things are going to have to get really dark. There's going to have to be a lot of people to look at this all at the same time before things begin to change. So yeah, your food is fake. Your money's fake, which means the banking is fake. And then there's the fake religions too on top of that. And continuing again. So much of what we are seeing is by design. It's on purpose. And those that are currently in charge, they need to be exposed. And they need to be exposed now. But I don't think that it's going to happen anytime soon, because it's taken people to be homeless and not even afford the fake food that they offer you, to live in your car and you don't have any way to earn money. Yeah, I know everybody everybody has the right, I guess, to attempt to earn money. Nobody should be excluded, but you might exclude yourself if you do stupid things. So anyway, I hope that people begin to wake up. I hope that people continue to have these conversations. Like I said, I'm going to put this out a little bit at a time. If I told you everything that I knew, and especially everything that I thought about, if I put it out on here, there'd be a really good chance that they'd probably you wouldn't see my content anymore, and maybe something even worse, because I don't know exactly where I can stop. Trust me, there's a lot that I want to say. And there's a lot that I want to do. But until that time happens, we're just going to have to deal with it at this level. So with that, I wish you health, happiness, prosperity, freedom from suffering, and that you live your lives with ease.